Ben Woollaston's also pretty local, he's from Leicester. This is very thin. Yes, it was a tough one with the rest. And it doesn't look like he's covered it, so it's given Selt an opportunity here. Well, it was, but it's overcut it. So Woollaston back in again.
6.
Yes, he was a bit in and out yesterday in terms of his performances, and that was reflected in the results. But of course, these are very short matches, just best of 5. It's hard to get into a real rhythm. Of course, all these guys coming back after the Christmas break. That's not worked out, and you can't quite understand why. Well, Woollaston's going to get the 3rd chance in this frame. Well, that's a very surprising miss. He just slightly took his eye off it, I think. Just concentrating on holding for the blue, but this is an indifferent start, to say the least, to this match. And it might give Selt a bit of hope, because Woollaston's been in 3 times and has made very little from 3 chances. Well, it's another surprising miss in this match. You almost feel like kind of just starting again, because the two of them could play much, much better than they have done so far. They did have a long time waiting to come on and play, and quite hard, I think, to keep your focus. In a lot of tournaments you have a specific time when you're going to play, But here they knew they were following the other one, and it looked like Gilbert might win, actually 3-1, but in the end it went to a decider, Mark Davis beating 3-2. So both players really need to focus now that they're out there in the arena.
Eight. 9. Thank you.
Didn't like the contact there. He's asking the referee Rob Spencer to give the cue ball a clean.
16.
This is the 4th scoring visit he's had so far. Nice shot to open the Reds. Cue ball's come a little close to that cushion, but he's on the blue. You would expect him to pot it, and it's a good chance now. Already 32 in front. It's a good chance in this opening frame. Just got to concentrate here. There's nothing for Ben Woollaston too difficult about where he finds himself. Although having said that, he is hampered now with the queuing here because this red's in the way. Got a long bridge here. Blue to lead by 58 with 59 on, so one more red required as well.
Three.
So Matt Selt needs snookers. He missed a black earlier in the frame after Woollaston had kept stop-starting, getting in and then breaking down, but done enough here, you would think. .51 from Ben Woollaston. Enough to give him the opening frame against Matthew Selt. Took a bit of time to get going, but Woollaston doing enough there from that visit. Remember, both these players coming in played 4, won 2, lost 2. So in that mix of players on 2 points in a very tight group, Anthony McGill 3 out in front at the moment, but it's really up for grabs, this group. Reminder, Woollaston is back on this table immediately against Dave Gilbert. Matt Selt's got a bit of a wait. Last match on table 1 against Anthony McGill.
Second frame. Ben Woollaston.
So Ben Woollaston leads Matt Selt 1-0. This is frame 2. Best of 5. £100 a frame, of course, and all playing for a place in the top 4 tonight. The playoffs featuring the top 4. Bottom 2 players relegated. The winner into the winners group, and the other 4 players back for group 2 tomorrow. The 3 players who we lose are replaced by 3 new players, and they are Mark Williams, Neil Robertson and Michael White. So quality coming in to group 2. Just called it a bit thick.
Yellow. Yellow. Softball.
Ryan Day's beaten Robert Milkins 3-1. He's made the new highest break of the group as well, 116. So Day moves on to 3 wins alongside Anthony McGill, with 1 match to still play. Great pot from the Leicester man. Well, clearly didn't want the cannon on the brown, stopped the cue ball in its tracks.
6. Red Woollaston 6.
Well, it's not quite as intended, but could have finished worse, I guess. Just that little flick on the black, I mean. Yes, he slightly caught it, not as intended. I think he caught it on the way back, actually. And that's why he held his hand up, because it's finished well for Woollaston. And a little bit of little bits of luck can make, I think, a much bigger difference in a short match. If this was a two-day world final, it'd be a different story. Fact is, it's best of 5. Oh, he's caught it much too thick. And if he's got away with this, he's been very lucky. Can't believe he will have left nothing. So Matt Selt in and needing to do some damage, I would suggest, because if he breaks down here where the reds are, they're all there for Woollaston. We won that first frame with a break of 51, so this is where Selt needs to get going. Good chance too. having to stick on the pink at the moment. The black not on its spot, it's down towards the bulk colours. Might help at some point to get the blue on its spot, to have options.
Night. Front. $26. $33. False.
So far so good, he leads by 35. More than enough open reds to secure the frame at this visit. He's not the quickest player on the circuit, Selt, but there's nothing wrong with that. He's taking care, which is a good thing, because often players come unstuck just taking pots for granted that look easy, thinking about position or a couple of shots hence, and things go wrong. That didn't go 100% right, that last shot, but well, he's got pink or green here. May need the rest for this pink. So this is the first real pressure ball of this break. Now it's bang in the middle of the pocket, that's a good sign. half century. Just needs to keep going a few more shots now.
54.
It's been quite forensic the way he's made this break. He's really focused, concentrated. Pink here is going to put him 56 in front, sorry, 55 in front, with 59 on, so one more red needed in addition. And it should be one apiece. Just slightly hampered queuing, but you can see enough of the white here, I think. Yeah, he's fine. Just the red needed then. Yeah, good break this, and it should have won Matt Selt this second frame. Chance of a century. Can't quite make the highest break so far. That's 116. Ryan Day. There is a £500 high break prize for each group. Nevertheless, this is just what the doctor ordered for Selt, who made a couple of errors in the first frame, but this has been much better in the second. Brown and blue then for his 88th career century and 7th this season.
97.
Yep, good stuff from Matt Selt, so he joins the party here in this match in fine style. A clearance of 115 from Matt Selt to level up with Ben Woollaston at one apiece. Really focused, concentrated hard on that visit on every ball, and he saw the result. A nice century to get himself on the scoreboard. Now had 3 centuries in Group 1. That's the second highest behind Ryan Day's 116. Worth saying as well, in such a close group, this is particularly pertinent that if they are level on points, players level on points, it goes to, first of all, frames 1. So even if you lose a match 3-2, that's to your favour, potentially, on the countback. At the moment we have 2 players on 3 points, Anthony McGill and Ryan Day. Obviously whoever wins this one, the match you're watching here, is going to join them on 3. would each have a match to play and would be under a little bit of pressure in that match, whoever loses this one now. So important half an hour or so coming up for these two. Selt returns to the arena having just made that 115. That's Selt to get us underway in frame 3. One apiece here with Ben Woollaston. He's just had a century as Selt.
Touching ball.
Touching ball, so easy enough to play off a couple of cushions back to ball. Just looking at where he wants to lead the cue ball.
Oh, unless Matthew Selt 4. Yeah, just get it. this way.
Well, just trying to get it back
Well,
in the exactly right position. All three parties here having a chat about it.
I looked across from the side and I walked down and it was in long position on me, so it's in one there. And just a bit further back. Yeah, happy.
So rather cagey start to this third frame. I think the group was always going to be hard to call because the 7 players in it, none of them are in the top 16, but they're all in the top 32, so they're all in that second bracket. Matt Selt 29th in the world, Ben Woollaston 27th. They've both been higher than that. So all of a similar level, I guess, these 7 players, and that's why we've ended up with such a tight group. So Matt Selt back in
5.
in this match, having made a century, 115 in the second frame. He'll be feeling confident, I'm sure. Well, he might have been, but he's missed that one, and he'll be annoyed. Well, he is annoyed, that's clear. Woollaston utilising the extended spider to get to the cue ball here for the red over the pocket. And he's on the black, so this is an early scoring chance for the Leicester man here in the third frame.
Well,
He made a 51 break in the opener, although he squandered a few chances prior to that. Good ones at that. Does the black respot? If not, then it goes as near to its spot as it can. Rob Spencer, the man in charge of that little operation. I think what Woollaston might be worried about here is just pushing the black into a position where he can't pot it playing this shot. No, he's okay.
No.
He's massively overcut it. He was a bit close to it and slightly a cut back angle, but even so, he didn't get too close to the pot in the end. So all that frustration we saw from Selt is now gone because he's back at the table. And back at the table pretty quickly, it must be said. Oh yeah, didn't cue it well.
Yes, sir.
And Selt is just in danger of getting on his own case a bit too much here. He's annoyed after what happened last time he was at the table that can't take advantage there of Woollaston's missed black. It's very close to this red, and the danger if he attempts it is that he leaves it in the jaws of the pocket. So if he's playing to pot it, he will have to pot it. And he has done.
Three.
Well, nodding his head rather sarcastically, tells us he's lost position. He could still take this red on to the far corner with a degree of safety, playing for the black. And he's walking away, knows it's nowhere near the pocket.
Yeah.
Well, I think they're going to re-rack here because the red's gone over the corner, so they're not going to be doing anything other than tip-tapping to protect that red, and therefore they just think, well, why don't we start again, which I guess makes sense. That is one thing about modern snooker. You tend to find that re-racks happen much quicker than in the old days. Having said that, Selt in China last season had a re-rack with Chris Wakelin on pink and black. The latest possible re-rack, pink and black got kind of wedged together near a pocket, and they were literally just flicking off the pink, and went on so long they re-racked the frame. That is a late re-rack, but here it was all resolved very quickly. So frame 3 has been re-racked once again then, Matt Selt to get us underway. Good pot, and he is on the brown, which will take him back to reds.
Fine.
Again, frustrating for Selt, not least because he made that century in the second frame, so he's played well in the match, but a few mistakes in that frame before it's re-racked, and again there, misses that.
Seven. Eight. $15. $16.
Lovely shot. Nicely on a red. The only slight downside, the black doesn't look like it pots now to either corner. May go to the right corner, but I don't think it goes to the left. Even so, he played it well, that shot. Well, he's wrong side of the blue, needed to put put more into the cue ball there, so they're going to have to negotiate bulk. Always the danger of colliding with something on the way, either towards the bulk cushion or back down towards the reds. But he's okay.
$27.
Completely overscrewed that. Cue ball has found the side cushion virtually, and he's looking at it a bit bemused as to exactly how. He's got into the white too much, I guess. Well, he's had a good look. He's still deciding what he's going to do here. Nominated the brown. And in the end, it wasn't great, really. Didn't get a snooker or anything. Didn't get the brown safe, if that's what he was intending to do. It's just 23 in it. Oh dear, well, completely mishit it. Selt concentrated so hard on that century, but since then mistakes have crept in, and that could be a big one, that last shot. Woollaston with a chance to lead 2-1.
Seven. Awesome.
Well, it's such a misjudgment to finish there. You know, playing for the black and it's on nothing. needs now to concentrate on trying to force an error from Selt. It's in a strong position in the frame, Woollaston. He leads by 38, but that was a good chance to kill the frame off, and he hasn't done it.
Woollaston 15.
Played it well. A little unlucky. Well, I'd say actually very unlucky to going off. Played it well, but the fact that a couple of shots ago he had the frame almost won just shows you how these frames can turn round sometimes on just one shot. Selt's still a long way back in this frame, but he knows he could be 2-1 down by now. Good pot from Selt. As I said before, a few errors have crept into his game since he made his 115 break. That century came in the second frame. So can he rediscover the focus that he showed there and frustrate Woollaston, who was in control of this frame, but now he's back in his seat wondering if it's going to pass him by. There's one really awkward red just off the left hand side cushion that could play a big part, but Selt has a chance to make the frame a lot closer here before he has to worry about that.
No. 23.
So there was room through the gap, but he didn't find the target with the red. This could be about one good pot here for Ben Woollaston. And that is a good pot. It's all about position as well, though. He's on the yellow. His problem, of course, now is that he needs the awkward red that I mentioned, just off the side cushion, so he's not straightforward, but at least he's back in again. Well, that's the one, and he's just run into it, but it's not finished great, really.
3.
Took the chance to develop it, but it was a risk in terms of position.
And Woollaston 3.
So a tense little standoff here, 13 points in it, 2 reds on. One of them has gone safe again, but crucially both players need both balls. Well, he's got away with that, really. Wouldn't necessarily have left an easy pot on had he gone in off, but he's left nothing on the way it's finished. It's a bit nervy now, this match, this frame. Fluency of the earlier frames has gone walkabout for now, because let's not forget this frame was re-racked. There again, that's a poor shot, you've got to say, it is. Really, he's possibly gifted the frame to Selt with that last one. Selt 13 behind, but with a chance here. Well, he's cannoned the black, but he's still on it to the corner. Well, it was a chance, but he's missed that red. Oh, brilliantly struck. Beautifully struck from Matt Selt. Well, he's done the hard work knocking the red in. He's just got to now keep himself cool here. Everything else out in the open. The blue will put him a point in front, which means he would need yellow to blue, and it should be 2-1 in his favour after a very scrappy frame of snooker. Nervy frame, edgy frame. But I was going to say they all count the same. As he snookered himself here? Oh dear.
6.
Oh, he has. So it's gone wrong in a big way. Can he see enough of this yellow? He's having another look, maybe a little bit of side on the white. Could still potentially pot it. He would know he's right in behind it. Ah, there you go. You could see it. It was obviously quite tight. His reaction initially suggested he couldn't see it at all, but he's knocked it in. What it shows though is that there are nerves out there and nothing's guaranteed here, even though he only needs green, brown and blue. I'd be surprised though if this went wrong now. Just 2 solid pots required for a 2-1 lead. He's got right into the white there, but as I say, doesn't need to worry about the pink, just make sure of the blue. Ben Woollaston needs snooker. Selt still with a chance at the pink.
What's your shot split?
15 in it then, 13 on. Ben Woollaston needs a snooker on pink and black. Selt just attending to his tip. This looks like a snooker. Yeah, it looks full ball, so gonna have to come off the cushion. Big area to hit here. It's a good effort, this. Just not quite a snooker. Well, if the cue ball keeps running, this is a snooker. That's a great shot. Really is a great shot, and the pink a little away from the cushion. There's room to go around the back of it. So Selt has got problems. You go back to brown to blue he played. He concentrated on just getting on the blue and got the wrong side of it, so didn't leave himself right side to get on the pink. Left a tough pink from distance, which he missed. That's why this frame is still continuing, and it's not over yet. Got to hit this. Good shot. Thought about it, executed it nicely. This is going in, I think. Well, it's up to Ben Woollaston to stop it going in. Good luck, Ben. He's going to have to smack it. Yeah, it's in. So a long battle, a frame that was initially re-racked, but the third frame of this match goes to Selt He leads Ben Woollaston 2-1 in what's been quite a lengthy encounter so far. The match on table 1 session started as Gilbert against Mark Davis. This is still the first session of the day here, but whatever happens, Woollaston will stay on to play Dave Gilbert. So just wait for Matt Selt to return for what he hopes will be the last frame. Ben Woollaston, of course, will have other ideas. Well, red has come up the table. It's very thin to the middle. Matt Selt's coming round. It's just, I think, slightly past the blue. So it's one of these where he's got to really catch the paint of the red to pot it. Yeah, it was thin. And also made more difficult where the white was, just off the side of the football cushion. Shake of the head from Selt. It's been nervy really, this match from the start. I think both players, well, they are aware, they look at the tables in the players' room, and the league tables that is, and they know that the group is very tight and every frame is going to count. It's well done. The first red was blocking the second, but he came cushion first. A little unlucky, I guess, to land where he has done.
Almost.
Well, he's seeing if he can dig out a plant here. He's had a good look. Big shot if he plays this. Well done. Very positive. But has to now take advantage. No good just knocking in a good red. He's got to try and put something together. Well, he's okay. He's on this red to the left corner. Black at the moment, he's tied up.
No.
Dear me.
Woollaston, no.
Well, that went wrong pretty quick really for Woollaston, who's sort of hanging on now in this match, you feel. Mistakes on both sides. There's another one. Seems to be Selt's lost a bit of confidence, which I think has just come from all the scrappy exchanges, because he did play well when he made that century in the second frame, but it kind of feels like a long time ago now. They've both struggled since to get any sort of rhythm, any sort of flow going. Well, that's freed the black at least. That's a fluke. He holds his hand up. I think at this stage, though, either of them will take anything that comes along. And Woollaston, okay, he's apologised, but he's got to forget the fact it was a fluke and just focus now on trying to put a break together. He's already had a good chance in this frame. It went wrong pretty quickly, but he's in again.
Three.
And he's out again. And he's going to be in again. It's like the hokey cokey, this. Well, all fluency has just gone from this match. They're just struggling badly. But someone has to win it. That's Selt leading 2-1. Dear me. It's, I was going to say it's not going at all for Ben Woollaston, but really it applies for both of them. They're both struggling. Just are. Happens sometimes. It's a hard game, snooker. Worth remembering that. Well, don't think he's left anything easy. Can he get through to this one, to the middle? It would appear so. I think the way he's feeling at the moment, though, every shot just feels difficult, whether it is or not.
So,
he's just about okay on the blue. It's all very tentative, though. Woollaston looking to rediscover his confidence. Remember, he's won 2 matches in this group. He's beaten Robert Milkins and Mark Davis, 2 very experienced players, and has every chance to qualify. But this is an important match for him, and this is an important visit in this frame.
good thing.
All the reds are there for the taking, for him to level up at 2-2. But we've seen so many mistakes that nothing's for granted. And that's another one, he didn't mean to kiss that red. Still on the blue, but it's not as intended, certainly. Going to have to come in and out of bulk with the cue ball. And he's hit the green now, and he's just lost his way there in a couple of shots.
Thanks.
All started when he caught the red, wasn't on the blue as intended. And again, has not really made much from a good chance there. Leads by 28. Well, he must have caught the brown or something there. He's fouled anyway. And it's a free ball. But it's no use to Woollaston, so he'll have to put Selt back in from there. Free ball's no use to him. And the reds are everywhere, so this is danger time for Selt. He was disappointed clearly to see that happen, but if it hadn't, he would have left the red onto the middle anyway. Never let it be said though that the players don't care about this Championship League. They're fighting for every ball of every frame of every match. This is a big moment for Selt. 32 behind already. Can't afford to leave a red on, and it's difficult from where he is. He's just trying to roll up to this one. Has he got there? He has. Good shot. Very good shot. Judge the pace of that, the weight of it beautifully. Ben Woollaston just tapping his appreciation on the table there. He must have thought he would have some sort of chance, but not to be. It's obviously not touching either, so you can't just play away from it. So it's a bit awkward, because obviously you don't want to leave that red on, or any of the others for that matter. Oh, this is a delicate one. Well, Woollaston thinks it's touching, the referee doesn't. He turned away thinking he left touching ball there, but it wasn't called. I think Selt will be happy enough with that. So Matt Selt, after all of that, has a chance to win the match, and it's a good chance even though he's 32 behind. There's nothing safe really, so let's see how he gets on.
So
Well, it's in his hands. As I say, it's a good chance, but fluency has kind of gone from the match, apart from the century that Selt made, 115 in the second frame. The rest of the frames have been very scrappy, this one included. A lot of mistakes, players losing position, missing balls. So even though it looks a good chance, by no means a certainty that he's going to do it here, but at least he's got the chance. Well, didn't want that. A lot of room to avoid that as well.
22.
Can still pop this to the middle though. But hasn't done so.
22.
Now's a good chance to win. Wow. He's flicked off them and he's left it on. And he's livid. Don't think that'll do too much for the old tip though. Holding the cue like that. Well, he had a great chance a minute ago to win. Well, he's on none of the balls that are going to get him to the next red. The only one that pots, I think, is the pink. Still has a chance at this red to the yellow pocket.
So.
Nicely done. Needs the cue ball to stop, and it's going to keep running, I think. Well, that sums up this match. It's been hard work. Could lay a little snooker behind the black. Woollaston leads by 18 points. The red is onto the middle. Just a question of whether he fancies taking it on or having it replaced. I think it'll go back. Well, he's asking about the free ball, actually. Rob Spencer, the referee, just going to check.
Okay, yeah.
Even if it is a free ball, there's nothing on, so have it put back. It's a sensible decision. He's 22 in front. What What he's looking for is for Selt to leave the red on, and then it should be 2-2.
Further back. Yeah.
And he has left it on. And with the 4 points as well, it's just red and a colour. That's all he needs to win another very scrappy frame of snooker. Looks like we're going the distance. Selt's already conceded, so it's not been the highest quality, but we're going to have a deciding frame to see who takes the point here. 2-2 now between Matt Selt and Ben Woollaston, and both players leaving the arena before the final frame. Woollaston clung on there. He's not played well, but he stood in there with a chance, as I say, of taking his 3rd point of this group. This is still actually the morning session. It's overrunning quite dramatically. Still 2 more matches to be played on this table, but it'll be a while before the next one gets underway. On the other table, 2-0 Mark Davis over Anthony McGill, which makes that group even tighter, because McGill was out with 3 points, but Davis, who won a dramatic match earlier on this table, 3-2 over Dave Gilbert, he can get to 3 as well. It's very tight in the table at the moment. And this match is tight also, 2-2, deciding frame coming up.
Deciding frame. Matthew Selt's a break.
Slight danger here, the Reds are opening up and snookered on, it would seem, all of them. Got to be careful here. Well, I think Selt is taking this one on to the middle. Tough pot. Brilliant, and very confidently cued as well. Really committed to that. He'd be disappointed, annoyed I think with himself for not killing the match off 3-1 when he had a good chance in the last frame, but he's put himself into position here to set about making amends.
Six. Seven.
Yeah, he's not come quite right on this. Gonna have to get the rest out. Complicated here by the fact the black's tied up. The pink now has gone down on the green, on the brown spot as well. And he's missed.
Lucky Selt 30.
Red's close, but not in. I think Selt can see it. The black's free now as well, that makes a difference. Well, it looks like the snooker behind the pink. Selt disappointed though not to get on a colour there, but he's got Woollaston in a bit of trouble, snooping on all the reds. Well, he's left a couple for Selt to go at.
6. Well, 13. $18.
32-0 in this decider to Matt Selt. Remember, they've each got one match left to play. Woollaston stays on against Dave Gilbert. Selt has a little break before he plays Anthony McGill in the last match of the group. $26. Well, just cannon that red, but it's okay, still on the black.
27.
Which will put him 47 ahead. Just a little bit of pressure on this one though. Not guaranteed. Well, he's potted it. Cue ball hasn't finished well though. Makes this red also a pressure ball. In that sort of match though, it's been pretty edgy stuff between these two, and Matt Selt not at the winning line yet. Another important shot coming up here, this red. And again, he's left with the tough black. And this is awkward because he's now queuing over the red. So, it's not getting any easier. He might not take it on. Got a 49-point lead, he's looking to protect it.
touching ball.
It's touching, of course. You know, the in-off, I think, is preferable to the cue ball staying amongst the reds. That said, he may have left a long one on for Selt. He's 53-0 to the good now. Good pot. Doesn't have that much more to do. A couple of reds should be enough to put Matt Selt onto 3 points with one match still to play against Anthony McGill later on. And Woollaston also, of course, has a match to play next on this table against Gilbert.
Fine.
But he's 2 balls from defeat here. Selt 58 from 67 on, so red and a colour, and it's snooker's required.
Six.
And this red to make absolutely sure. 2 snookers needed now, but this red goes in, and it's Selt who gets the win for sure. He did produce the one highlight of the match, 115 break. Nice century in the second frame. The rest of it has been very scrappy, but he scrapped a victory, and it could be an important one for Matt Selt. Moves him up to 3 points, level with Anthony McGill
90.
and Mark Davis and Ryan Day.
20.
Matt Selt beats Ben Woollaston by 3 frames to 2. Little half embarrassed smile really between the players. It wasn't great stuff, but Selt will be happy to have got the point and to put himself in a strong position in this group with one match still for him to play. Ben Woollaston won't be going far away because he's up in just a few minutes' time against Dave Gilbert. Very close group, and Matt Selt joins the leaders on 3 points, and we will continue with more very soon.